As the world plunged into darkness, a conflict unlike any other was about to unfold. The year was 1939, and the stage was set for a war that would reshape the globe. It began with a single shot, but soon engulfed nations far and wide. This was the Second World War, a cataclysmic event that would leave an indelible mark on human history. The seeds of this global conflagration were sown in the aftermath of the First World War. Germany, humiliated and burdened by harsh reparations, sought to reclaim its former glory. Under the leadership of Adolf Hitler and his Nazi Party, the country embarked on a path of aggressive expansion. On September 1, 1939, German forces invaded Poland, igniting the powder keg of Europe. For 6 long years, the world would be consumed by the flames of war. From the frozen steppes of Russia to the scorching deserts of North Africa, from the skies above London to the depths of the Pacific Ocean, no corner of the earth was left untouched. The conflict raged on, claiming millions of lives and reshaping the political landscape of entire continents. The war saw the participation of nations from every inhabited continent. The major Allied powers, Britain, the Soviet Union, and the United States, stood against the Axis forces of Germany, Italy, and Japan. But it wasn't just the great powers that were drawn into the fray. Countries large and small, from Canada to Australia, from China to Brazil, all played their part in this global struggle. The theater of war spanned vast territories. In Europe, German forces swept across the continent, occupying France, the Low Countries, and much of Eastern Europe. The skies above Britain became a battleground as the Luftwaffe sought to break the island nation's resolve. In North Africa, British and German tanks clashed in the scorching desert sands. The vast expanse of the Soviet Union became a graveyard for millions as German and Soviet forces engaged in titanic battles. Across the Pacific, Japan's surprise attack on Pearl Harbor drew the United States into the war. Island-hopping campaigns saw fierce fighting on remote atolls. The war at sea raged from the Atlantic to the Indian Ocean, with submarines and battleships locked in a deadly dance. As the tide of war turned, the Allies began to gain the upper hand. D-Day saw the liberation of Western Europe, while Soviet forces pushed the Germans back towards Berlin. In the Pacific, American forces island-hopped their way towards the Japanese home islands. Finally, after years of bloodshed and sacrifice, the war came to an end. Germany surrendered in May 19, and Japan followed suit in August after the devastating atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Allies had emerged victorious, but at a terrible cost. The Second World War had reshaped the world. Old empires crumbled, new superpowers emerged, and the specter of nuclear weapons cast a long shadow over the future. The conflict had demonstrated both the depths of human cruelty and the heights of human courage. It was a war that would be remembered for generations to come, a stark reminder of the price of conflict and the value of peace.